Okay, so I am doing, I guess, basically my final video for the KDFX installation. Um, I guess basically the part I was stuck on was the fact that I was actually using the sort of the standard discs that came with the kit, which were pretty old, and by installing the latest kit or the latest object, I guess base object and operating system, seems to have covered just about everything, because I didn't have to install the sample option object, I guess, or whatever as well. It seems that I just installed the latest one and it does work. But I do have, as you can see here, rather crudely installed. I've got my guitar plugged in. You can see that probably, I don't know if I can. It's getting a signal, so that part works. You know, obviously I don't have my faceplate on, and I am not a master of the K2500 by any means. In fact, I still have to figure out just how to use the KDFX itself. So I've got a lot ahead of me to figure out, and vast as well. But again, it's, you know, so much thanks to the guys who offered their insight and help on this, because I would have been lost without it. It just was too much. It's I will say this. So I've learned that you know, I was worried that the KDFX might require a special splice or something, but it turns out that the keyboard versions have this requirement. And you know, the kit I bought on eBay didn't have the because there's these clamps, these splicer pieces. So I was very fortunate that this was, you know, an upgrade for the rack version. So apparently that voltage stuff is not necessary. You'll read about it. Sometimes you'll see people talk about it in forums, referring to having to check voltage tolerances and such, because of the, I guess there's a certain amount of voltage draw that the KDFX board may take from the power supply unit. But in the case of this unit, it wasn't necessary. So the screen still looks great, and I never had to get into any of that voltage or you know, any kind of multimeter testing. So yeah. So really the big thing about it is just remember that if you ever do need to do the upgrades, you know, it uses a standard fat partition, you know, MS-DOS disk. So I was able to copy files over from my Mac or my PC, you know, and get them on there. I guess one little headache I ran into was I actually was trying to get the file onto what I thought was an empty disk on the Mac, but because the files were hidden, it was just some trash folders that needed to be erased. So I did the same thing over to the PC, made sure that I could see all files, I erased everything, and then the OS files and stuff copied over just fine. So yeah, so really, I mean, that's pretty much it. At this point, from here on out, it's just basically me putting this thing back together carefully. And I might actually try and see if that external hard or the internal hard drive might work this time, now that I've done some other updates, but we'll see about that. And let's see, I guess that's pretty much it. Again, I wish me luck on putting this thing back together again without messing something up in that process, but it's been probably a month or two since I've disassembled it, so it's just been kind of sitting here like this for a while. So anyway, again, thank you so much, and if you ever have any questions, I know there's probably, you know, 3 of you out there that probably will ever do this need this video, but certainly if I can do anything to help answer any questions you have about it, let me know, and you know, I can certainly try and share my experience with you guys. So alright, thanks so much, and hopefully this you know, helps somebody out at some point in the future, because I know that I would have liked to have something I could have referred to as well. It was pretty scary, so just knowing that you might ruin the whole you know, the hardware if you do one thing wrong and not know what those things are. So alright, thanks a lot.